I've been using the Iron Bull 10mm premium lifting belt for the past few weeks, and my favorite things about it are the fact that you can choose between a 3-inch or 4-inch wide profile. The buckle right here is in fact adjustable, and then honestly just the fact that it is a fully leather build and it does have that 10mm thickness gives you a really nice stiff external source for your core muscles to brace against. If you're looking for a new lifting belt to add to your gym bag, you might have just found your solution. Let's get to this review. What's up everybody, it's Jake back in the BarBend garage gym, and for today's video, I've got the 10mm premium lifting belt from Iron Bull. In this video today, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, but specifically, we're gonna talk about some money, some pros and cons that you might experience with this belt, and then of course, who should or maybe should not purchase it. Now, before I do that, if you don't already know, we've reviewed a whole lot of lifting belts on BarBend.com. We went ahead and made a best list. So if you want to check that out, all you gotta do is search BarBend best lifting belts. It's gonna pull right up for you, and you can find out for yourself which ones we like the best. All right, so before I start talking about what I really like about this belt, I just want to take a second and kind of talk about lifting belts from a broad scope, I guess you could say. So there's a lot of different belts that are out there. Obviously, once again, this is a fully leather belt, that 10mm thickness. This is perfect for powerlifting, especially the big three, squat, well, not really bench, but squat and deadlift, right? And if you're, an Olympic lifter, CrossFit style lifter, you're probably gonna be better off targeting, a nylon belt because it's gonna allow you to be more mobile within your lifts. And then, there's different styles of leather belts as well, where they kind of taper down in the front. Some of them are thicker, wider than this one right here. And then there's also hybrid belts as well that are, a mixture of nylon and leather. So really, when it comes to finding the right belt for you, it really just boils down to your specific style of training. So definitely keep that in mind. Not all belts are the same. They're not all gonna serve you the same and be perfect across all of your lifts. Now, the purpose of an actual weightlifting belt is to help increase your intra-abdominal pressure and allow you to brace those core muscles against an external source, the belt right here. And that's gonna be perfect, for especially heavy weight, whenever you're lifting some heavy weight, but also just to prevent injury, or maybe if you have an injury. So now that we kind of just laid it out on the table really quick, let's expand on what I like about this belt. And really, this is perfect for powerlifting. That 10mm thickness and the fact that it is fully leather, it really just, like I said earlier, it really creates a stiff and rigid belt, and it's gonna be perfect for those power lifts. I also really enjoy this lever, stainless steel lever right here. It's got these teeth, prongs, whatever you wanna call it, and they're really gonna stay secure in the belt right here, and the belt's just not gonna come off as you're lifting, which is very, very good thing. I also really love how you have all these different adjustment points right here for the actual lever. So that way, you can get that nice, snug fit whenever you go to lift. Now, this is the 4-inch wide, 4-inch profile belt. There's also a 3-inch version that I was talking about. That's really nice too, because a lot of times with a 4-inch belt, sometimes for people, it kind of digs into your ribs and it makes it uncomfortable for you to lift. So the fact that you have the option to go after a 3-inch one is pretty sweet. Now, this belt's about 175 bucks, which is a pretty solid price tag, compared to other, high quality belts like this, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna fall within everybody's budget. So that might be a reason for you not to buy it. This also isn't gonna be very versatile, right? So this belt is primarily meant for powerlifting. So if you're somebody who, does more than just powerlifting, you'll either have to, go get 2 belts, or maybe just go find yourself a hybrid belt like I was talking about earlier to, kind of match with your lifting. Keep that in mind right there. And then lastly, if you do go for the 4-inch belt like I have right here, just remember that it might dig into your ribs a little bit as you're going to do those squats, and that might just be a little bit uncomfortable for you. Already touched on it, but once again, the 10mm premium lifting belt from Iron Bull is gonna run you right around 175 bucks. Now, I personally think it's worthy of that price tag. This build is really nice, and then the lever buckle is stainless steel, so it's really high quality as well. If you wanna save some money though, there's some other options you might want to explore. One that comes to mind is the Gym Reaper's 10mm lever belt. It's about 120 bucks right now, maybe 125. That's a really solid belt as well. Now, I personally like this one better, but you know, to each their own. Now, another thing here is really the main selling point with this one and kind of driving that price tag is this stainless steel lever, right? So if you want to stick with Iron Bull, they have, you know, a couple other options that are cheaper. One that comes to mind is the 7mm belt. So it tapers in the front and it's got, you know, 2 prongs that you use instead of a lever. And they also have some 10mm belts that also use dual prongs. That's about 90 to 100 bucks. So it's really, you know, just it comes down to your personal budget. All right, so with this belt, you have a buffalo hide exterior with a suede interior. So that suede's gonna be relatively comfortable on bare skin. But it's also gonna have a little bit of moisture wicking if you tend to sweat when you're working out. So that's gonna be a nice thing for you. It's only available in black, keep that in mind. But black goes with everything, right? It's gonna match all of your gym gear. And then this stainless steel buckle, it's just really high quality. It's gonna last you a long time. It's, you know, pretty durable right there. Now this belt is available from extra small to 4XL. So Iron Bull has a very helpful sizing chart, but what you need to do whenever you go to size for your specific belt is measure around your belly button because that's where the middle of the belt is gonna be. Basically just match up where you measure, where you fall within that range with the sizing chart and you're gonna be good to go. Remember, the one I have right here is 4 inches wide, the profile. There's also that 3-inch wide profile if you find, you know, 4 inches to be a little bit too wide for you. And lastly, something that I think is really cool with this belt is that it's certified by all these federations right here. So that way, if you're a competitor, you can absolutely use it during your next competition. Okay, so remember with this belt, you do have that buffalo exterior right here, buffalo hide exterior. And I'm really big on this stainless steel lever. You know, you got these little prongs right here. They're gonna fit nicely in these hooks, in these holes, and it's simply just not gonna come off of you whatsoever. So on the inside right here, you know, this is suede. It's pretty comfortable on your skin. And remember, I talked about how you can adjust that lever, right? So you got all these holes right here. This is not, you know, limited to just this belt. This is the case with all lever belts, but this is awesome because it's gonna allow you to really find that perfect fit for your body specifically, right? Now, you also have this 4-inch wide profile. Remember, there is that 3-inch wide one if you find this to be a little bit too wide for you and a little bit uncomfortable. So it's nice you have a little bit of variety. Now, when it comes to actually, you know, using it properly and putting the belt on and everything, remember, you measure around your belly button because that's where the belt goes, right? Around your core, right? So just go ahead, toss it around right there, put those in, and then you just pull back right here, and it's not, you know, it's nice and snug. Now, cool thing about lever belts in general is that you can just pop that out, and it's not coming off of you, you know, so you can take your break in between your sets, you don't have to take it off completely, which is nice. Now, a problem that people face with lifting belts is not using them the right way, okay? So a lot of times people will make the belt super tight, and that doesn't allow you to really take a deep breath and, you know, expand your core. So what you want to be able to do is fit a finger in between the belt and your stomach right there. And then whenever you go to breathe, you don't want to breathe vertically. When I say vertically, you don't want to, you know, everything expand up. You want to expand your stomach. So you want to breathe out and then hold that abdominal pressure up against the belt right there. That way you can really get, you know, as much stability, I guess you could say, as possible. And when you're able to do that properly, that's where you're really gonna experience the benefits of using a lifting belt. Okay, so when we talk about, you know, who should or maybe shouldn't purchase this belt, it's a whole lot of personal preference going on. All right, but first of all, if you are in fact, you know, a competitor and you're looking for a certified belt for sport, I think this is a really good option for you to consider. Now, if you're a powerlifter, this is also gonna be great for you. But if you're not a powerlifter, you don't have, you know, a super heavy emphasis in that, maybe you sprinkle in some other styles of workouts, you know, CrossFit, you know, Olympic weightlifting, all of that. Yes, it's still gonna work for you for those powerlifting movements, but if you're doing those other ones, you're gonna wanna target, you know, a nylon belt. And it might be better for you to just go ahead and get that nylon belt, especially if powerlifting is really not your thing. Also, budget, If you have the budget for it, you know, I think this is worth that price tag. But like I said, there's other belts you can go and find that are, you know, still really nice, but they're going to save you anywhere from $50 to, you know, maybe even closer to $100. Definitely, you know, it is what it is, right? You get what you pay for. Now, another thing here is the actual profile, right? So if you don't like the 4-inch wide profile, you feel like it digs into your stomach, your ribs, then definitely go after that 3-inch wide one. All right, well, that's a wrap for today's review over the Iron Bull 10mm premium lifting belt. This is my favorite belt on the market at the moment. You know, the 10mm thickness is perfect for those power lifts. 4-inch wide profile really gives you a solid surface area for your core to brace against. And honestly, you know, once again, this stainless steel lever right here is just gonna allow it to stay nice and tight against your body. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this video was really helpful and that I was able to break down everything there is to know about this belt. As always, stay posted for my next video. But for now, head over to BarBend.com because we have a full written article about this belt that I think you're going to find to be pretty helpful. All you got to do is search BarBend Iron Bull 10mm premium lifting belt review, and it's going to pull right up for you. You can read over everything we discussed today. I'll catch y'all next time.